Hey Swell, this is Karan Dev and I'm starting the week off with a very special interview right here on the Think Tank Swellcast. I'm joined today by Mr. Digvijaya Singh, who is one of India's most experienced and senior political leaders. He is a two-term Chief Minister of the state of Madhya Pradesh and is the General Secretary and one of the most prominent figures of India's leading opposition party, the Indian National Congress. He is currently a member of parliament in the Rajya Sabha or upper house and has also served several terms prior to this, both as a member of parliament as well as a member of the Legislative Assembly of Madhya Pradesh. As we're all aware, India is going through a truly difficult period from a health point of view. And Mr. Digvijaya Singh is currently recovering from COVID himself, but has nonetheless been kind enough to spare some time for a conversation with me today on Swell. So firstly, Digvijaya ji, I hope you're well on the way to recovery, and I want to thank you for joining me on the Think Tank Swellcast. And we're all looking forward to hearing your thoughts on the questions which follow. Digvijaya ji, the last few weeks especially has been a very tough period for India. And there are a host of problems which range from the lack of oxygen to the sudden spike in COVID cases. Out of all of these issues, what is your biggest concern with regard to the ongoing COVID situation? And what would you say about the government's handling of the crisis? Secondly, within the context of the pandemic and its impact on the economy, Digvijaya ji, countries such as Bhutan and Senegal have been lauded globally for how they managed their economies during the pandemic. And New Zealand, for instance, spent as much as 5% of its GDP in rolling out stimulus packages, as well as other welfare programs. Keeping this in mind, what is your reading of the PM CARES Fund in India as a relief measure? Shifting focus from the coronavirus pandemic, Digvijaya ji, you've seen the Indian political system evolve over decades, and the way elections are being contested now has dramatically changed. But a common feature has been that political parties usually rally around the appeal of a single leader, especially in elections. So therefore, some observers have called for a systemic change, citing this pattern. One recommendation is a shift from the first past the post to a presidential system in India. But there are a number of other criticisms which are also leveled. What do you make of the state of the electoral system in India? My fourth question is in relation to the results of the recent state elections. Digvijaya ji, while the Congress was a part of the winning coalition in Tamil Nadu, the performances in the states of West Bengal, Kerala and Assam have thrown up concerns once again about the party and the way ahead. Do you share the concerns of some of your colleagues about the Congress, and how does the party aim to reinvent itself for it to effectively compete on the national stage? And finally, sticking with the theme of elections, regional parties across India seem to be performing very well and forming governments in various states. In 2019, it seemed like the alliances between the Congress and the other parties would fare well in the general election, but that wasn't the case. Given your experience as a senior political leader, if you had to devise a strategy for the 2024 elections for the UPA, what would that be? And with that, Digvijaya ji, I want to thank you again, and I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts on all of these questions.
So what I have mentioned, I would like to continue on COVID-like situation. Now, the issue is that even today, after 1 year, more than 1 year now, the government has really not been able to prepare itself the way it should have. There's a huge shortage of oxygen. There's a huge shortage of vaccines. In fact, at the very beginning, we were exporting PPE kits when our own doctors did not have the PPE kits. Then we were exporting vaccines when we needed our own vaccines. Although we are the biggest manufacturers of vaccine, but we were exporting them to other countries when our own people needed it. Then we were exporting remdesivir, that injection which is extremely important. We were exporting oxygen also. In fact, we exported twice the amount of oxygen which we did the 1 year before. So therefore, that kind of seriousness was not there to prepare ourselves for the second wave, which has become a big problem for the country. This is a real, and the way the elections were conducted, the Central Election Commission purposely kept the Bengal election in 8 phases. Other 4 states, it was held in one go, but Bengal elections were held in 8 phases. That itself became a super spreader. Then, of course, there was the famous Kumbh Snan at Hardwar, where millions of people went and for the holy dip in the Ganges. This has become a super spreader. All those who have come back from Kumbh, at least 25 to 30% of them have become positive. Now, unfortunately, the whole COVID has spread to the rural areas, and there are very poor health facilities in the rural areas. These people are getting themselves treated by quacks, and unfortunately, the ICMR has not really updated the treatment protocol which they should have earlier. There is a huge confusion about remdesivir injection also. Some people say it should be given, some say it should not be given. So I think this is something which is very sad, that the technical people who could have advised the government, in fact, the people without being given their names, have said that they had warned the Prime Minister and the Government of India of the second wave, but unfortunately they did not take cognizance of this. This is a very serious thing which I think which is unpardonable, but yet they went ahead. At the same time, now the issue is that the chief scientist of Government of India has now made a statement that we should prepare ourselves for the third wave. Now the second wave has not come to a plateau or a decline, and we are being warned of a third wave. So we can only say that this time in the second wave, the whole families have been infected, and there are some families which I know 4 to 5 people have expired in those families. So therefore, there's a huge, I would say, scare amongst the people in India, and the availability of oxygen is a very serious issue, and some people have died because of the non-availability of oxygen. So therefore, these are the basic issues of COVID, where the Government of India has really faltered. But at the same time, we all stand together to fight this COVID situation. And this is what the Congress stand has been. Thank you. Now, the second question is about the PM CARES Fund. You know, we already have a PM Relief Fund. I don't know why the Prime Minister wanted a PM CARES Fund. And there is no accountability. A huge amount of money has poured into PM CARES Fund for COVID situation in India. But there is no accountability. In fact, there was a huge, I would say, complaint about the purchase of ventilators by PM CARES Fund. And first of all, there was a lot of difference between the pricing of the ventilators. Then there were complaints of some ventilators which a Gujarat company had come out with, which was sort of inaugurated by the Gujarat Chief Minister. So the PM CARES Fund also, how it is being spent, one doesn't really know. And this has become a big, I would say, issue of discussion amongst the political parties that why the PM CARES Fund, why can't there be a transparency in the PM CARES Fund? So therefore, I think there has to be a more transparency, and the Government of India must tell us how much they have received and where they have spent. So this is what my understanding and the reading of the PM CARES Fund is. Thank you. The third question is about the state of the current electoral system. So we, after independence, in our constitution, we chose to have a parliamentary system of democracy, the British model. And it has functioned fairly well. There is no need to change that. But as you know, there are a lot of complaints about the functioning of the Central Election Commission, which has to be partial. The way in the last 4 or 5 years the Central Election Commission has conducted itself has brought down I would say, the image of the Central Election Commission of a non-partisan, impartial organization, which is a serious thing. Also, at the same time, there have been a lot of complaints about manipulation of the electronic voting machine. Although the VVPAT machines have come in, which for 7 seconds show you the voter slip before it falls in the box. But our demand has been that that is not enough. The voter slip, after we have pressed the button, should come in our hand so that we are certain of where our vote is going and whether it would be counted or not. You see, there's been a lot of debate on this issue because, first of all, under the People's Representation Act, it is my fundamental right to know that where my vote has come, where my vote has gone, and whether my vote will be counted or not. Now, in today's modern technological age, no machine with a chip is tamper-proof. This is something which everyone strongly believes. So therefore, there's a lot of resentment about the electronic voting machine in political field in India, and almost 16 political parties had represented to the Election Commission that we should go back to the ballot paper. Most of the developed countries have done away with the electronic voting machine. So therefore, there is a need to have a relook on the fundamentals of the electronic voting machine. And we'll be very happy if they want to continue EVM machine is all right. But instead of the voter seeing for 7 seconds where the vote has gone, why can't they hand over the voter slip in the hand of the voter, and he can post it in a ballot box, separate ballot box which does not have a chip, so that it can't be manipulated. So this is what our feeling is, that we have to be very careful. But at the same time, we don't want to go in for presidential form of government. There's no harm in the parliamentary democracy. India is a very diversified country, and therefore it is a federal country. So therefore, I think there is no need for going for a presidential form of government. Our present form of parliament democracy is good enough. Thank you. The fourth question is about how the Congress reinvent itself to compete nationally. You know, there's no doubt that Congress has lost ground in number of states, particularly in the south. We were very strong earlier, even in 1977 when we were wiped out in the northern belt. The southern states stood with us, whether it was Karnataka or Andhra Pradesh or Kerala. But unfortunately, after the division of the state of Andhra Pradesh, we've become extremely weak in Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. So therefore, Congress has got a real challenge before us as to how we should try and build up Congress party itself. I deferred Mr. Rahul Gandhi when he resigned in 2019, when as a AICC president Mr. Rahul Gandhi his performance was not too very good. Although we did increase our seats from 2014, but it was quite bad, and he also lost from Amethi in Uttar Pradesh. So therefore, I think I differed with Mr. Rahul Gandhi when he resigned. He, in the last 2 years, if you see, he has almost become a national challenger to Mr. Narendra Modi. Whether it's the issue of COVID, it's the issue of economy, the issue of the Chinese transgression in the north, and also at the same time handling of the COVID situation in India. He has been the sole, sensible voice of opposition in India, and therefore he should come out of his shell and lead Congress once again. In the present COVID period, the Youth Congress boys have done exceedingly well. They have worked amongst the people under the guidance of Mr. Rahul Gandhi. So the Congress party has to pay more attention towards the organization, and we have to build stronger leadership at the state level. We have to sort of build up new leadership at the state level. And I think we should not deviate from our ideology of the Gandhian and Nehruvian ideology of modern liberal society. And of course, we have to look into the issue that poverty is a major challenge for us, and these are the issues which we have to take up in right earnest. The BJP, which has become our major challenger, has only one agenda. That is the divisive agenda of polarization. Wherever they go, they only talk of Hindus and Muslims, which I think is not in the interest of the country. In such a diverse country as ours, where there are ethnic diversity, the religious diversity, then caste and communities, linguistic diversity. So I think in a country as diverse as India, we can't think of imposing a majoritarian view on the others. What you eat, what you wear, what you think, whom you sort of, what religion you are of. So these are the things which we have to really take them head on aggressively. And I think we have the capacity to sort of come back nationally. Thank you. Your fifth question is about the strategy for 2024 general elections. Now, 3 years away, we have general elections coming in for the Lok Sabha, for the Parliament, which is our major challenge. The Congress party has to put its act together. We have to form a coalition which sort of does not believe in the ideology of hate and violence of the Bharatiya Janata Party. The kind of resources they have amassed in the last 6 to 7 years is something which is a major challenge. But at the same time, we can sort of bring all the heads together, like Mrs. Sonia Gandhi did in 2004, where we defeated the BJP in 2004 and 2009. So I think the basic issue is that of the Congress party as the major challenger to the BJP at the national level. We have to play a proactive leading role in bringing all political parties opposed to the ideology of the Bharatiya Janata Party in the way it has functioned. So therefore, I think the role the Congress party has to prepare a platform on which we can collect all political parties who do not see eye to eye and who do not believe in the ideology of hate and violence and polarization of the Bharatiya Janata Party. This is the major challenge we have in front of us, and I think Mrs. Sonia Gandhi and the senior leader of the Congress Party will put their heads together, and because if you see that out of the five assembly elections which have been held, the three chief ministers who have been elected, Mamata Banerjee is ex-Congress, she was in the Congress Party. Mr. Ramaswamy Puducherry he was the ex-chief minister of the Congress Party from Puducherry. Hemant Biswa Sharma was a minister in the Congress Party. So if you see, and even the Tamil Nadu, the Bengal leader of opposition of the BJP is an ex-TMC. So basically the hardcore BJP leadership has not succeeded in these five elections. But that is no sort of a solace for us. We have to put up our heads together and lead and prepare a platform where we can take on the BJP at the national level. Thank you. And thank you, Karan, for inviting me for a discussion. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Digvijaya, there is clearly a lot which lies ahead for the country in terms of the pandemic. And I sincerely hope that we all manage to survive this together, like you said. And once again, thank you so much for this conversation. It was great speaking with you on Swell this evening. And I also hope that we get to have you back on the Think Tank Swellcast more often. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Karan. Yes, it was a novel experience for me also. And it's good to interact with people in India and outside also, particularly outside, where an image has been created that Modi is a great leader and he's a savior of the Hindus in the country, in the world rather. But if you see in Bengal elections, even the Hindus have voted against the BJP. So I think it's good to interact with young minds all over the world through Swell. And thank you for inviting me. And I'm always there for you. Anytime you want, I would always be there. Thank you. Bye-bye.